You're going out to dinner with your friends. You get seated, get settled, your waitress comes to take your drink order. All of a sudden a phone goes off. Your friend has to leave the table to check an email for work, very important email. You look around at the table next to you. There's two children sitting, playing on iPads, waiting for their dinner. This is not the scene you would have seen 30 or 40 years ago. Our society today relies heavily on screen time. When you say screen time, what do you mean when you hear that? We're talking about anything on a tablet, anything on a laptop or computer, TVs, movies, or even on your phone. Screen time is an easy time filler. You can waste tons of time. Time racks up. Use it as a babysitter. You need a quiet minute. Your kids are driving you nuts. Hand them a tablet. Go ahead. And my personal favorite is Netflix binging. It goes right to the next episode, and 8 hours later, your TV series is done. It's very easy to get wrapped up in screen time. Screen time is detrimental for your health. It's especially detrimental for children. The recommended screen time for children under 2 is 0 hours. You don't want them in front of the screen for anything. 2 and up, even including adults, is about 2 hours a day. That's total. That's your TV, that's your computer, anything. There's good points to screen time. It's good with bad as with everything. Screen time for kids, they have educational screen time, which is songs. I watched a little boy with Down syndrome. He fell in love with YouTube videos with nursery rhymes, and his speech has improved greatly because of it. But if he's sitting there for hours and hours on end, he's not moving his body. He's not being active. So screen time leads to obesity. You're sitting in front of the TV, you're not moving. You have your bag of chips, you're just munching away. There's no control. You need to get up, stop. Screen time also leads to problems sleeping. It wakes up your brain at night. 3 to 5-year-olds, devices after 7, it delays their onset of sleep. They're not falling asleep the way they should. Leads to shorter, compressed nighttime sleeping. They still have to get up the same time the next morning for school. Screen time also contributes to behavior issues. They have a lack of social skills. When you have babies and you have a baby in front of you, you're talking to them and they're imitating what you're doing. It's how they're learning to communicate. When you put a screen in front of their face, they're not getting that human interaction. It leads to behavior problems, attention problems. There's a lot of overstimulation with the tablets. Also can lead to bullying because of the shows that they're watching. When they're 4, if they're watching all these shows, there's no limit on their time. They're seeing all this violence right around 6 years old. Between 6 and 11, they've had this exposure. And it's so sad to see these little kids who've just had screen time and no outside fresh air, games, all that good stuff. The ways that you can decrease your screen time are to take the TVs out of the bedroom for your kids. I fall asleep to a TV, I understand, but for kids, take it out of the room. Have a set bedtime for your devices. Say, okay, it's 7 o'clock. We're going to go ahead, put our devices to bed. We're going to say books, board games, something quiet even. Instead of having the TV on as your background noise, turn a radio on. That way there's no screen time. It sounds a little hokey, but they put the commercials on TV for the chips and the fun toys and all that stuff, and it gets in a kid's head. So if you put the radio on, just a little decrease in that exposure for them. You can also do engaged activities with your screen time. We do a lot of hokey pokey. So there's a video for the hokey pokey on YouTube, but instead of just sitting there watching it, we're moving around with the hokey pokey just to get them involved and get them stimulated in other ways so they're physically going around. Screen time, we're all addicted to it. We all have problems. But the way that you take it out of your life and get up and get out and get moving, that's what's going to get you back and get you balanced. You want a balance between your life.